Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be where the narcissist finds themselves again. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, the narcissist, they continue to fumble through life. They continue to believe that no one will ever figure out who they are. They continue to repeat the patterns, the cycle, the abusive mannerisms, the techniques, the gaslighting, the silent treatment, the stonewalling, the verbal abuse, the financial abuse, the projection, the blame shifting, and so much more. Where the narcissist finds themselves again, it's in the same bottomless pit where they have been for such a long period of time. The narcissist needs to fill this bottomless pit, which is empty. They need to fill it with what is known as supply. And the supply for the narcissist, it always runs out. Sometimes supply to the narcissist can last them a couple minutes. Sometimes it will last them a few hours. Sometimes it may last them a month, maybe even a little bit longer. But eventually, as all things fall apart with the narcissist, that bottomless pit gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it needs to be filled with something. This is why the narcissist finds new sources of supply. This is why they are loyal to nobody. This is why they don't care about anybody. This is why the narcissist will go any which way the wind blows, and they will blame anybody for anything under the sun. This is why the narcissist cannot or won't be accountable. They can't introspect. They can't look within themselves and realize and recognize and be authentic and say, yeah, I blew up many relationships that I've had since I was younger, all throughout my early adulthood and all throughout this very moment. They're not going to do that because they can't do it, because it would be too painful for them to tell the truth. This is why the narcissist wants to get out the eraser, and they want to erase the past and start fresh with a new source of supply or a recycled source of supply. But this is why the narcissist always finds themselves in the same place, which is looking from the bottom upwards, trying to figure out how they can manipulate somebody, how they can play the victim card, or how they can play the woe is me card, or how they can pop up and try to get a former source of supply to take a bite of the forbidden fruit, i.e. accept a hoover. You must remember, if you are off the radar of the narcissist and you have battened down all the hatches and you've gone no contact, you must never, and I mean never, accept or entertain a hoover. A hoover is going to set you backwards. You may think, oh no, I'm super strong, I can handle it. Well, not so fast. Think about what happens when a narcissist tries to hoover somebody. They're trying to live in your mind rent-free. They're trying to rattle your cage. They are trying to steal your energy and have you think about the past and the good times, or the money you owe them, or the money they owe you is what I meant, or where you went on vacation, or how you spent that romantic evening. Whatever you did, they're trying to keep you stuck back there. But the reality is the narcissist is full of toxicity, and they will always be looking to dump that toxicity into somebody, to fool somebody, to manipulate somebody, and to leave that person a shell of themselves. The narcissist takes anything that is good within somebody. Again, it's their empathy, their love, their commitment, their diligence, their fortitude, their direction, their purpose, their relationships, their money, if I didn't say that, and so much more. And they will dump all of their negativity into that person. And they will blame that person for allowing them to get close. Or they will blame that person and saying that they never said what they said. They will say that, well, hey, you didn't have to enter the relationship. Or, hey, what are you talking about? That wasn't what we said. We said we're going to do this. I don't know what you're talking about. This is why the narcissist future fakes. This is why you can never have an intelligent conversation with them. This is why you always get word salad, or you're left reeling. This is why you are having circular conversations with them that never got resolution. The narcissist cannot, and I mean not, ever work with somebody if it doesn't benefit them. And they will always believe that they need to get the best end of the deal. So whether the person you're considering, i.e. the narcissist, was a business relationship, maybe it was your sibling, maybe it was your parent, maybe it was a romantic relationship, maybe it was your husband or wife, maybe it was a coworker, maybe it's your next door neighbor, maybe it's a person in a hobby group or community you are and or were a part of. No matter who you're considering, this person will always, and I mean always, use the smear campaign to drive wedges between you and anything that matters to you. They will plant seeds of doubt to all of your support system if they have the ability to do so. They will look or rummage through your mail. They will meet the mail carrier and say, oh no, if that person wants me to drop the mail off here, I'll take care of it for a few days. Or they will tell the landlord, oh no, everything's fine. I'm not making any noise. I don't know what that person's complaining about. And then as soon as the landlord is appeased, the narcissist cranks up their volume all the way up to 100 again, and you're paying the price. The narcissist doesn't care about doing anything other than disrupting people's attention, their energy, their mindset, and their life. And this is why you must maintain no contact. This is why you must understand, if you're out, you need to stay out. If you're looking to get out, you need to continue to create, develop, and execute the exit plan. But the narcissist will always find themselves in the same space, in the same place, which is having ruined someone's life, destroyed their relationships, taken their health, taking their money, taking their time, taking their holidays, their birthdays, their vacations, their restaurants, their songs, their dances, and anything else they can. And then they will go off to a new person, a new source of supply, or a recycled source. Now, I use the term recycled source often recently in videos. The reason why is because many times the narcissist is juggling multiple relationships at one point. You may have thought it was just you in the relationship, but think again. When you're not with the narcissist, you will never know where they are. And when they're not with you, they are possibly anywhere. Not where they told you they are or they told you they were. They could be anywhere. And also think about how close the narcissist is with their smartphone, or smartphones plural. It's almost like their third, fourth, or fifth arm. They need these things to regulate themselves. They need these things to always be on the go, go, go. This is why the narcissist can't sit still. This is why they always find themselves in the same predicament. This is why the narcissist always self-implodes. This is why they always destroy other people's relationships and anything that matters to those people. And this is why the narcissist is destined and doomed to repeat the cycle over and over and over again. So the person you're considering, maybe you're in the relationship for a couple weeks, months, years, decades, I can't tell you. What I can tell you is you may have thought you were the only person in a relationship with them. You weren't. Not every narcissistic relationship is romantic. Most of them aren't, truth be told. Most of them are friendships or are familiar, meaning family relationships, or business or colleague or coworker relationships or neighborhoods. Romance is only a small part of it, but there's a high likelihood that you're on the channel because the person you're considering was a romantic relationship. The narcissist could have been your adult child who wasn't the narcissist, but they fell in love with a narcissist. Think about that. The narcissist may have been your best friend who their sibling is the narcissist, and they can't quite figure out why they have no money, but their sibling's always asking them to pay for things. The narcissist could be your teacher presently, right now, who is trying to get a little too close to you and ask you to, hey, maybe you should stay late today after class. Maybe we could study and I could walk you through chapter 15 a couple times. And you're like, what is this? You're 3 times my age. What are you doing? Well, think about it. Predator, ding, ding, ding. Who in their right mind would be doing the things I'm saying? A toxic person, maybe even a narcissist. That's why the narcissist always, and I mean always, is destined to repeat the cycle over and over and over again. And I've said this in so many videos over the years, I'll say it again. You could have had all the money in the world. You could have been the most intelligent person ever known to walk the planet. You could have been the most beautiful person on the planet. You could have owned your own city, town, state, country. You could have owned your own galaxy or solar system. It would never be enough for the narcissist. And you may say, why not? That's an awful lot, Andrew. Well, it is an awful lot. But it won't be enough because once the narcissist gets what they want, they don't want it any longer. Not only that, but they will punish the person who has what they want because they need to devalue that person, because the narcissist believes they are superior to everybody on the planet, and that everybody, and I mean everybody, is inferior to them. That is not the truth. That's the script that runs around in the tiny little brain of the narcissist, saying that I'm the most intelligent, I'm the smartest, I'm the most handsome, I'm the prettiest, people love me, they worship me, they respect me, they need me, I can't believe that people can't do without me. This is what they tell themselves, and a lot more than that. But what they don't tell themselves are things like these. I ruined people's lives, I stole money, I hid assets, I drove wedges between my own children or my stepchildren between me and my spouse. I lied in court, I lied to the lawyer, I lied to the tax person, I lied to the neighbors, I lied to anybody who would listen to me, and I used a smear campaign, and I tried my best to destroy my spouse's life. I did my best, and I don't care about that at all. As a matter of fact, I'm actually kind of proud of it because I did a great job doing it. And guess what? I fine-tune my craft, and I'll do it again when I get married for the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. And I will continue to act like nothing at all that I did was wrong. This is what the narcissist doesn't tell people. This is why the narcissist can talk out of both sides of their mouth. This is why they can lie so effortlessly. This is why they can cheat and look you straight in the eye and say, what are you talking about? I was at that weekend seminar. I don't know what you mean. Lipstick on my collar? You found someone's underwear in my suitcase? Oh, that's not a big thing. What's the problem? I don't get it. Think again. You couldn't see the signs back then because you didn't know what you were supposed to have figured out, which was that you were in a narcissistic relationship. And what you were doing, just like myself, is you were turning a blind eye. You were not trusting your instincts or your intuition, and you were ignoring red flags. And the more you did that, the more the narcissists push your buttons. The more they pushed your buttons, the less you had to give them. The less you had to give them, the more they looked elsewhere for your replacements, plural. And the more they looked for your replacements, eventually they found somebody that they thought could actually fill your shoes, which is impossible. But then they inserted that person, discarded you, and the cycle goes around and around again in a loop with a different person. Now, you may have said a couple of things I shared there are a little graphic. They're not. I'm very polite. I'm very civil. I don't curse on the channel. I don't use negative words. I'm beginning to share a little bit more of real life experiences that you may have actually encountered or never even put two and two together. Think about what the narcissist does. Why do you think they're always changing hobbies? Why do you think one day they want to ride the mountain bike 15 miles and the next day they want to go do hot yoga, and the next day they want to go swimming, and the next day they want to read all about history, and the next day they want to learn how to knit, and the next day they want to take meditation? They do anything they can do to distract themselves, anything they can do where they believe there's a source of supply, anything they can do to distract themselves from their tiny little toxic brain that spins around from keeping and telling them the truth. And the truth, and the narcissist knows this, and you know it by now, and I certainly know it, is that the narcissist is a parasitical creature. They're looking for a host. They're looking for someone to destroy their life, and they're looking for someone to take whatever they can right out from underneath them, blame them for doing it, discard them, not care, rip the mask off, smash it on the ground in 1,000 pieces, not give that person closure, and have that person reeling and stuck while the narcissist is slithering off into the darkness with a new source of supply. Having said all these things before I close the video, you need to understand where the narcissist finds themselves yet again. It's in that emptiness. It's in that void. It's in a place without direction. It's in a place without a person steering them and telling them where they should go, what they should do, guiding them, coaching them, being for them, regulating them, putting a roof over their head, giving them jobs and telling them it's going to be okay. When the narcissist loses a fuel source, somebody who is doing a lot for them, they are lost ships in an ocean of abuse looking for the next propeller, sail, or engine to get them where they're going. And where they're going, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not where I'm going. It's not where you're going. We were already used as that fuel source for a period of time. No longer are we fuel sources. We are beautiful, bright, shining lights. We are empathetic, kind, loving, stable, healthy people. We don't abuse people. We were abused, and we've taken the lifelong learning lessons from that relationship or those relationships, and we've applied them to present day. That's why we're different than most people. And that's why I can finish your sentence in a second. And that's why you must maintain your boundaries and maintain no contact, and realize the narcissist will always find themselves at rock bottom throughout periods of their life. They will never let you know. They didn't let you know when you first met them. They probably were at rock bottom, or about to be divorced, or about to be discarded, or about to be jobless or homeless or whatever. But they acted like they had everything going on. And they sold you a bill of goods, and they sold you what possibly could be that they were so popular. Everybody wanted to be around them. Everybody wanted a piece of them. Well, not so fast. As I shared, and I'll close the video after this, the narcissist paints a picture or an illusion or a fantasy or an image or a dream of what will never be. They want to have people sucked and lured into that narcissistic fog, into the trap, if you will, maybe even into the trauma bond. And they want those people stuck as long as they possibly will stay stuck, so the narcissist can feed off of them longer and longer and longer. Because the narcissist knows what I know and what you're either learning or you know, which is each and every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. It's just a matter of time. They all end up with one person having to heal from the relationship, which is you. And they all end with a different person not giving closure, slithering off to the next source of supply, and acting like the other person, which was you, was the problem or the toxic person, while the narcissist allegedly goes off and lives their best life. They don't. They live a life of misery, of anxiety, of deceit, of destruction, of despair, and of that huge void that always has to be filled with supply. The void can never, ever be filled permanently. Every single time the narcissist's void gets filled with supply, there are more and more holes punctured within them that are leaking that supply source, which is why they always have to top up. Again, before I close the video, imagine a car that needs electricity, and the electricity on the car is running low, and you have to pull over and you have to recharge your battery, and then you go off. That's the narcissist right there. Not the car, but the analogy. They have a bottomless pit within them. They can never, ever keep sustainability or stability or commonplace or togetherness or growth or commitment. They want to destroy. They do not want to create. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Understand one thing before I close the video. You are on the path. You are either healing or you've healed. You are moving away from the narcissist. All the toxicity, all the drama, all the manipulation, all the abuse, it's gone. It's over with. It's done. If you haven't processed it, you will have to. Maybe you process some today, maybe some tomorrow, maybe over the weekend, maybe in the coming weeks, months, or longer. But eventually you'll have to process it, because this is the relationship you will need to heal from. Do not tempt fate. Do not unblock the narcissist. Do not communicate with them if you can avoid it. Maintain your boundaries and understand these people don't change. They want people to give them access so they can abuse them and punish them. That's why you need to get off the radar and understand where the narcissist ends up yet again. It's in that void. It's in that pit. It's looking for something they will never find, because they always destroy every relationship they ever become a part of. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.